Good morning, everybody. I'm Jared.
And I'm Jennifer Von Reuter. It's time for the morning rush.
Let's get things started.
Okay, let's do it. So, I love oranges. Do you like oranges?
I love oranges too,
like
yes.
a good cold orange, especially on a summer day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hits the spot.
Yeah. Orange juice in the morning, you name it. Well, unfortunately, those oranges are getting more expensive. Florida, just hit with bad weather, resulted in pretty much a ruined crop this year. So there were estimates that it was going to produce about 20 million boxes this year, which is 51% less than the previous year. Well, they thought it was only going to be a 51% decrease. Now it's up to 60% decline in production. So only 16 million boxes coming out of Florida. So, you know, it's just going to increase prices for the citrus crop, oranges.
Yeah, you might have to switch to a different fruit this summer too.
That's a good, it's right. Branch out a little.
Branch out a little.
Yeah.
Eat some strawberries.
Have some pineapple juice.
Have some pineapple juice
Yeah.
or some watermelon. I love watermelon.
Oh, I love a good, watermelon.
I just had cantaloupe this past weekend.
It's good right now.
Oh, so good.
I did too. Like, I feel like at the first cantaloupe.
Yeah. I got it at the farmer's market down here in
So
Charlottesville.
did I.
Really?
Well,
Did we just pass
I
each
know,
other?
we really pretty much must
See each
have.
other, yeah.
We knew. Anyway, so that's a good point. Go to the farmer's market locally, support our
There you
local
go.
farmers. You'll find some really great fresh produce there. Okay, moving on. I love this. So this is this chimp named Sky, a chimpanzee, and, Vanilla. And it was a part of a research subject, and this is the first time seeing the open air sky.
Aw.
And look at the reaction. It's just so genuine.
It
and
is, yeah.
It's, can you imagine just being like, they're free, he's free.
Yeah.
So now lives in Florida, and I just think it's, you know, it's those little things that sometimes we take for granted.
Exactly,
too, you know?
yeah.
Fresh air, beautiful skies. So can you imagine this chimpanzee inside pretty much all its life, and now is able to go outside, and she saw the open sky for the first time, and I just think the reaction is kind of what we can all relate to, you know?
And, you know, animals have just the most genuine reactions to things.
Yeah,
So
yeah, animals and children.
And children, yeah. So it's so much fun to see.
Yeah, yeah. So I thought that was a cute story. Okay, this is frightening. So this couple in Louisiana, they come home, and they find this
Oh,
in their home.
looks like a baby alligator.
And this couple just recently moved from Arizona to Louisiana. Yeah, it's a 5-foot long alligator. But I mean, thank goodness, and it came through the dog door, evidently.
Really?
Yes. I keep hearing animals coming through people's doggy doors. Why
Don't
I would
have a
never
dog
have
door.
one.
And there's the dog.
There's the dog. The dog didn't keep the alligator away.
I'm glad the alligator didn't come after the dog.
Well, can you imagine if you walked in and it was the evening and you tripped over the alligator?
What was that? Yeah, if you're living in Florida, and I guess that's
The
their
animal control.
coming
I
to
mean, you
get
have
it.
to call
But
them, but ooh,
if you live in Florida, don't have a dog door.
no.
I mean,
I
even
wouldn't
here, you don't know what's going to come through that dog door.
You don't. You really don't.
What kind of critter?
Can you imagine like a skunk or raccoon?
Oh my gosh.
No.
What would you do? Okay.
Yeah, that's a lot. So anyway, the doggy doors, I don't know about those. So
All right. We here at the Morning Rush are firmly against doggy doors.
we are.
All right. Thank you, Jennifer. Let's take a look at the top stories over on NBC29 this morning. Coming in at number 1, a new driver move over law going into effect July 1st, this Saturday. At number 2, a 3-year-old dies after falling from an upper floor of an apartment building. This happened in Virginia, I believe, in Alexandria. And at number 3, Crescent Hall's opening after 2 years of construction. All right, let's take a look at the top local stories this morning. For the past 10 years, Charlottesville and Albemarle County have been in a fire service sharing agreement, providing aid to each other when needed. But that agreement is set to end this Saturday. The Albemarle County Fire Rescue Chief says it's because the county now has more resources. In 2013, the city helped with 1,800 responses, and this year that number was down to just 100. Despite the end of the agreement, the city and county will still respond to emergencies together when needed. All right, well, an emergency animal shelter at the Augusta County Government Center is now closed to the public. The shelter opened after law enforcement seized more than 40 animals from a Waynesboro man who is now charged with animal abuse. The animals will still be held at the Government Center, and shelter staff and volunteers will continue, of course, to care for them. They say they've established a routine with the animals and decided it would be best if they just stuck to it at this point to help get them socialized. Well, according to a company called Doxo, the cost of living in Charlottesville is more than 10% higher than the normal average. That percentage includes things like rent, mortgage, utilities, and insurance bills. The city says this has a tremendous impact on low-income families, as you can imagine. It says as the cost of living increases in Charlottesville, income levels are staying the same. The city's director of community solutions says spending a big chunk of their income on bills leaves many people in the community struggling. And I know we're still in summer, but school will be here before you know it. And of course, we'll be getting those supplies for those kids out there. And Charlottesville City Schools wants to make sure students have everything they need as they head back to class next month, well, in August. This year, families who need help buying supplies for the upcoming school year can register online. Items will be ready for students at their school's open house or meet and greet in August. Charlottesville City Schools is also looking for people to help buy supplies. If you'd like to donate or need to sign up for those school supplies, we have a link for you over on NBC29.com. Yeah, it's the end of June, which is hard to believe. And, you know, before you know it, the school buses will be rolling down the road out there in the mornings.
Well, it's barely a summer for the kids, is it?
I mean, I remember when I was a kid just thinking at the beginning of the summer, wow, I've got so much time off. And then it just flies by like that. And then you're like, well, here we go again.
It already doesn't feel like it should be the end of June, beginning of July. It feels like it's gone so fast. When you're a kid, it goes forever. It feels like summer's, it's an eternity.
Yeah.
It does not feel like that now, I wish.
Yeah.
Well, right now, for the day, we're going to be looking at a sunny sky, but still we have some haze and patchy smoke as we get into the afternoon. We'll finally see winds shifting to the south. That'll start to ease some of the smoky conditions as we get into the late day and our Friday. Unfortunately, as we get into Friday, we're going to be looking at a good chance for showers, heavy downpours, and some storms. Right now, we're at a marginal risk, but we're keeping an eye on that. That could be increased as we go into the weekend. And ahead, we do have a hot and humid weekend. Temperatures making it to the 90s for most of the weekend and into the beginning of next week with chances for showers and storms, but it looks like we finally start to ease up on some of the wet weather as we get into our 4th of July, so you shouldn't have to change your Independence Day plans, but still make sure the Storm Team 29 weather app so you can be aware of what's going on in your area.
Yeah, it's perfect timing for that stormy weather to move out. But I was looking outside yesterday, and you can definitely tell the smoke is back because you can see the hazy conditions if you look really closely.
Yes.
Not as bad as it was. I remember that one day a few weeks ago where you could just see the smoke itself, but it's still hazy out there.
It is. That's from the northwesterly winds. So those northerly winds just continue to funnel in smoke and haze. And again, once they start to shift to the south, we're going to start pushing that out. So again, today we'll have some hazy conditions. Again, not nearly as bad as it was a few weeks ago. So even air quality conditions right now are going to be on the moderate side. So again, not perfect, not great, but not unhealthy. You can go outside. You don't have to worry about any breathing issues for the most part unless you already have them. So then you want to obviously take precautions going out. But as we go into our Friday, we'll see conditions even better. Again, unfortunately, it's also going to be raining. So
And the humidity returns tomorrow.
It does.
So I'm enjoying these mornings. You know, I stepped out this morning. I get in here way before the sun comes up, way before any of you are up. And it just felt so nice outside. I just wanted to stay outside.
It still feels really great right now.
Yeah.
Again, low humidity and not too hot outside. Pretty cool. As we get into the day, I mean, it's going to be a warm day. We're expecting temperatures in the upper 80s, but with that low humidity, you're not going to feel like a swamp. So it's going to be manageable. You know, warm but manageable.
Warm but manageable.
As we get into the weekend, I can't promise it's going to feel the same.
All right, thank you, Dominique. We'll see you again on NBC29 News at noon, and we're always live, of course, on NBC29.com. Have a great day, everybody.